Hello there, yummy chocolate milkshake. We're going to look at some interesting stories again. All over Twitter, you'll see from Coinfessions Rect, a popular Twitter channel, they will post stories, diary entries from people who send their most deepest, darkest secrets, confessions. And we have seen a lot of torment and depression in the past 15 months. People who are losing it all. And worse, a lot of these stories, they break your heart. But I need you to understand this from a perspective of investing. Because yes, we have empathy for these people, but my gosh, are these good buy signals, man. This is what you want to see. I love seeing this. If you ever think about how far Bitcoin and Ethereum have gone up, you can say, well, they're up plus 100% from the low. From 15K to 30K, Ethereum's up like plus 130%. You might be worried, I'm paying up from the low, but I'm here to get you to understand that there is an extreme amount of depression out there. Look at this. So Coinfessions, they posted another Tormented Soul diary entry. I was using these to explain that depression was here in November of 2022. I literally called the bottom, like on the day, saying, hey, I actually called the event bottom, which is actually harder to do. You can't just say, oh, this is the price. FTX collapsed. In the midst of it collapsing, as the candle's forming, I was saying it was the bottom. There was actually a lot of risk there because it could have kept capitulating. But when you see this time and time again and you learn and you understand that, most of the crowd is poor and they can't make money and they're betting on it going down, then you can just start to inverse it. There is still deep depression and pain out there. It really is. So one thing you got to notice, a lot of friends will say to me, hey, how come on Twitter we can't do the whole everybody's bullish and everybody's bearish? Because it doesn't seem to work. Have you noticed? Because on Twitter, if there's just one green daily candle, everybody's euphoric straight away. It's interesting. We're going to go through why. It's because of survivorship bias. So here I am telling you, don't be fooled by a peanut brain like me. If I get excited over a green daily candle, green weekly, it doesn't matter. Because even if it's a 15-minute candle, I'm like, yeah, we're moving in the right direction. You got to take every win when you get it. But everybody on Twitter is a survivor. Everybody. We are not the majority, friends. We are the tough little cockroach after nuclear fallout that just won't die from the radiation. We're still swimming around in that toxic water and sludge, rolling around, doing backstrokes, sipping on a little cocktail. We're not going away. Nothing's going to take us down. During the zombie virus of 2020, I was spinning in my chair, like laughing. Like, oh, wow, this is the biggest capitulation I've ever seen. I hope it's not the end of the world because this seems to be like the most obvious, biggest buy signal. I was already all in by that point. There was nothing else for more to really do. I did add some positions, but like I was really scraping. I was already in. So Twitter is not giving you a good reflection of that. There are certain Twitter accounts that can, but don't rely on them. It's best you don't rely on them. It's best you just think of the future and not think of today. Because if you think of the future, everything will smooth out. You're riding that trend line upwards. But if you're trying to measure what the crowd thinks today, it's very rough. It really is. Some influencers seem to grab a good, wide, diverse range of people to get good polls and surveys, but I wouldn't rely on it. I don't trust any of them. So polls can be gamed, and you can't just look at one poll. You've got to look at a pattern of things, say, over a period of time. And unfortunately, when it comes to these, if you go looking for the data, you'll get skewed. This is the tough part. So please, I need you to understand it. If you go looking for the data, you'll probably find an answer of something that you already had the answer to. Like you're being told what you want to hear. When I bring you information, I have no bias. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, hey, that's weird. This is like the 5th survey I've seen of this result. I've done this time and time again. That's how I noticed a lot of Bitcoin maxis were flooding Ethereum at the lows right before the ETH BTC reversed, as we got the unlocks for the Shanghai update. And many other times as well. So everybody on Twitter, we are not the majority. We're people who've survived. This is what the majority is. Look at this story. This is a very depressing story. The table has turned. I didn't get a job and my academic year has ended. Thought I would learn Solidity and become a Web3 developer. Apparently, I'm not qualified enough. Lost all my money in Luna. Not enough jobs due to layoffs. So that's the crypto bear market. Everyone's laid everyone off. I have failed in life in crypto. It's over for me. No future, no money, no friends. Trying my best, but I only see darkness. I have so much empathy for this person, but we've got to be smart, friends. When you see this, you should be thinking of 3 words, 3 letters. B-U-Y. And if you want another 3 letters, now. This is what you're saying. Like, you're running out of time. You are running out of time. One more green candle, and I'm afraid I'm going to start seeing different Coinfessions wrecked type of things. So it's funny. I like to think of what would a top signal Coinfession look like in the next local macro top. Maybe the Fed starts cutting rates and we think, Bitcoin's ran up to 48,000 in a straight line. There's going to be some sort of pullback. If I'm just guessing here, speculating, I like to imagine one of the Coinfessions we'll see, instead of this depression here, instead of this depression we just read, I'd like to think of somebody saying like, hey, I lost 95% of my money and then I put the final 5% into a leverage trading exchange and I just went on leverage at the bottom and now I've made it all back. I think once you start seeing a bit like that, people have the confidence to report it. You got to think about it from that perspective, because people don't have the confidence to report any of their wins right now. It doesn't matter. We're just thinking about the drawdown from the top. So there is a lot of darkness out there. You know, during the November collapse, FTX, the bottom of the bear market, the zone in 2022, during that fierce, ferocious time, there were many people saying, not enough depression, not enough pain, not enough. And a lot of people got angry. The few bulls left, me and like that other little bull out there with no horns left, we got viciously angry. We're like, what do you mean? No, sadness, look around. But you can't be angry at them. You just got to think of it from this perspective. They are selling you their position. They are talking their book. And it's now being confirmed, 99% of them were mostly in USD stablecoins. Many YouTube influencers had, like, best case, 60% stablecoins. On average, I saw 85% plus stablecoin weight, which, oh my lord, like, why even in crypto if you're going to have that much? That's the reality of the situation when it comes to when you interpret these. People are selling their book. And you might say to me, yeah, hey, I'm selling my book too. Yeah, I'm optimistic on the future. I think humanity is going to get better. I think the world's not going to end in 12 months. I think they're going to keep printing money. I think the population's going to keep growing. I think we're going to get more efficient. I think AI is going to make our lives better. I think we're going to remove some jobs but add millions of jobs. I think there's going to be an economic slowdown, and I think we're going to get over it again. And I think everybody needs to stop crying. So yeah, I'm not going to back down from that. I'm not changing my views. Well, because some red candles appeared. No. That's what happens when you deal with this game. But people don't say it like that. People don't have the language of the words. People just say number go up or number go down or market bad, market make me sad. That's all we say. But this is the language of, this is the protocol. This is what's actually going on here. You got to remember, at the end of the day, what are you even really betting on? What are we really betting on, friends? If you go to tradingview.com, you need to start looking at the total crypto market cap. When you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and you see their numbers, it doesn't hit you. Wow, Bitcoin, like $30,000. If you actually put a monthly chart and you put it on a log scale, you right click on the right hand side, you make it logarithmic so it doesn't look like a scam. You can see, I want to tell you this. Crypto used to be, back in 2015, it used to be only worth 3 billion with a B, 3.0 billion for the entire crypto industry. This was before Ethereum's even out. And now it's 1.2 trillion. So it went up 1,000x to the top from 3 billion to 3 trillion. This is not a mistake. This is not a fluke. You can't do this for this long. And in the midst of that, you had a big, deep, vicious correction. See, the total crypto dropped about 88% here. You know, many altcoins dropped 99%. So you rinse them out. You got to rinse, time to go. This is how you got to interpret these. When there is a rinse and you come back, the market is telling you there is value here. Just because you might not agree with the value doesn't mean it's worth zero. There are countries out there that you might not respect. You might say, oh, wow, that country's leader is, ABC, too controversial, they're bad. But you know very well there are people within that country who will die for that leader. They will defend that country. They're nationalists. So you might not like that country, but you can't say, oh, the country's got no value, no one cares. You can't say that, no one cares. Someone does care. They might not care about the same things as you. That's why on my channel, I always say you keep an open mind and you keep an open heart. This is the pattern of humans. We're dealing with investments. Everything is a meme. Everything is a meme. If you love dogs, you know there are people out there who love cats. You know it. You might not like cats. But if I ask you to take a bet on whether people out there love cats or not, you'll be like, oh, well, I can say that I dislike cats, but I'm never going to take a financial bet to say that, oh, they have no value. It's the same thing. We're dealing with the same game. It's literally the same game. Everybody treats their crypto like their little pets anyway. You're watching them grow, you're feeding them, you're in the community, it responds back to you. This is what we're really watching. Total crypto. You can see this number on the right-hand side. This is what you got to look for, friends. This number on the right-hand side, you can see 1.243 trillion. Look, like the gold itself is 10 trillion up here. Like, we don't even start to talk about are we expensive until we get near gold. Obviously, when we get near gold, then people are going to say, hey, gold does nothing. We do all this human genius work. We push humanity forward, so we should have more value. Yeah, well, that's why I'm telling you, if you buy in the depression, when you see these Coinfessions wrecked entries like this, if you buy down here, you are selling to the new Coinfessions wrecked up here at some point. When they're euphoric and they're saying this is the best thing in the world, buy now is a strategy because you are getting cheap asset prices at a time when no one can think straight. And your plan is to offload them when people want to start taking on the big boys. So that's what it is. So the people in this circle up here, they're going to be taking on the big boys. They're going to be talking about gold's market cap, silver market cap. They're going to be talking about the stock market. So at 10 trillion, they're going to be thinking about the next boss. The stock market is 120, which is up here, this top line. Look how small we are. We're nothing. We're nothing. This is the easy, friends. This is the easy part. The hard part is when we actually get here. Now we're in super difficult mode. You know why? Because now everybody's going to bring out every single technology cycle. Everybody's going to talk about the difference between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the crypto. And they're going to talk about how much do we really need them? How much do we really use them? They're not backed by anything. All these issues are going to mess with your head. And the government's going to try to ban them here and there. You're going to have to deal with new demons up there for less reward as well. So this is the sad part. You're going to deal with more demons and less reward up here. Less reward. But right now, we are dealing, this is the heavenly times. This is, wow, you can literally buy anything. You can sing and dance until the cows come home. And some of them will turn into bulls. Tell your mum and your dad you love them.